Hi,
Hello.
thanks for giving some time to us. I had just one general question to start with. I read somewhere that you are a Buddhist, if you still are, or if that's true for the first. You are?
Generally speaking, yes, although I feel like I've let my practice slip quite a bit lately.
Where did you pick it up, or how did it came to you, or you came to the religion? Since when
I
was
suppose, to me, Buddhism's, rather than a religion, I think it's a kind of an approach to life, you know. I think I'm just trying to think when it first kind of started to have an impact on me, because it's a long time ago. To me, it just makes perfect sense, you know.
What in it appealed to you that you liked it so much?
Just the very nature of, well, the simplicity of it. I particularly am drawn to Zen Buddhism, which is, I think, the simplest form of Buddhism. It's just all about being in the moment, you know, about the fact that, you know, some schools of Buddhism are reaching for an enlightenment that's a long way away, whereas with Zen, with Soto Zen particularly, it's about, we're all enlightened beings. We sit to remind ourselves of that essence, our basic human essence, you know. And so for me, it's like that. Just the simplicity of it. It's there. It's just something we tap into.
But was it always there for you, or was it for you before that and after you got into it a little bit a radical change, or were you always like that and you recognized a little bit of yourself already in
Zen Buddhism?
Yeah. Or was it a total, you had to renew yourself a little bit to get in?
No, I think, as I said, I can't remember exactly when it started to be a part of my life. So it's, you know, it's like asking someone, when did you start drinking water? You know, it's like...
It's a good question.
You know, it's kind of, I can't quite pinpoint where it started to inform my life. And it's not something that I feel like it's just part of who I am. It's not something over there that I kind of turn to. The general philosophy of Buddhism informs my day-to-day existence, you know, rather than it being a religion that I look at.
I understand. Yeah, then my final question, but we will a bit. Does it have any influence on your work when you work in music, with music? Does it influence your creative approach to things?
I think it does hugely. But again, in a very subtle way at the same time, you know, it's kind of, for me, the whole idea of creativity is that it comes through us rather than from us, you know, and the whole thing about Buddhism is that we're all one, you know, we're not these separate entities, we're when we tap into big mind is a kind of river that runs through human consciousness, and all we need to do is tap into it, you know. And for me, creativity is that, you know, when you whatever your creative form, whether it's music or visual art or whatever, the things that really strike a chord with human beings are the things where the ego's out of the way and you're just tapping into something that's beyond your own small ego.
Do you have the feeling that you always have access to that source? Because
No.
I read somewhere that you had struggled with a writer's block. So
yeah.
How does it work for you then?
Well, I mean, yeah, the process of coming into this album, you know, I mean, you know, life is about all the struggles that we have, isn't it? And quite often, you know, when it throws up these difficulties, you lose your way for a little while, and it's hard to believe in big mind, and it's hard to believe that we're all one, you know. And I think, you know, at the beginning of the process of writing Five, I was struggling in a number of ways, I guess, because I'd been away and written 3 solo albums, and I'd been used to a process of writing that was very governed by, you know, when it came, I would write a song, you know. And then we go into a situation with making a new Lamb album where it was like blocks of time that, okay, right now.
You have to perform at a certain moment.
And that's always difficult when you're to do anything creative, kind of under a spotlight, you know. And then added to that, I think I'd gone through a process in my life where I'd been completely broken-hearted by the breakup of a relationship that was kind of the be all and end all. And then
when was this?
2007. That was a month after my sister died. Took her own life, and the whole process of that, the idea of somebody close to you taking their life makes you question the whole basis of life itself, and what am I doing here, and what's it all about, and all of that. And so I struggled with a lot of those bigger questions.